Hey, so welcome to my channel. So I'm going to go over the differences between the first bulletin, DRP 2.0, and then the second bulletin that came out last Friday on the 18th regarding the authorized VERA. So what are the differences? What am I missing? And I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison. So here is a Google Docs document that I'm going to share in the description below. So you can go ahead and take a look at it. The links here will show you the bulletin from 4.4, which is the original DRP 2.0, and this one was the one from last Friday. So you can read it for yourself. But I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison because I'm one of those people that I can see things better in a table. So yeah, I'm a nerd. Anyways, so the purpose is I wanted to show you the difference. The first bulletin offers deferred resignation for somebody that's not eligible to retire, voluntary retirement, and then also early retirement. It also gives a little bit of protection for reduction in force. Now, the second bulletin lets people know that they're authorizing basically voluntary early retirement. Now, the application process is a little different. This one starts on the 21st, and the DRP started on the 7th and will end at the end of the month in April. Both of them have a deadline of a separation date of September 30th. Now, the eligibility requirements here again for the DRP, you don't have to be retirement age to be eligible. Probationary employees are eligible. Re-employed annuitants and part-time employees are not. The bulletin that came out last Friday, it's strictly for anybody that's eligible for early retirement. So 50 years and 20 plus years of service, or any age but 25 years of total service. Also, it's not a time limited appointment. And then anybody that is receiving a final involuntary separation due to misconduct or unsatisfactory performance is excluded. Your performance appraisal will matter. And then also like any type of disciplinary actions. Now, as far as health benefits, if you're eligible for retirement, you have to be enrolled in a health benefit the last 5 years, or since you were first eligible, but less than 5 years. So not sure how that works. The DRP 2.0 didn't really specify. As far as health benefits, it's just basically if you're voluntarily resigning, you may not be eligible, but definitely the ones that are voluntarily retiring and then early retirement, those health benefit rules apply. Now, for administrative leave options, this is the one that really stands out for me. It's not part of the VERA. Now, as far as the DRP 2.0, according to this, it should start July 1st as far as administrative leave. However, when I've attended the VHA hotline conference call, they mentioned it might actually start earlier, that their target date is to have administrative leave done by July 1st. Check with your HR. Please attend those hotline conference calls every Friday, but they do send out the email, and there's also a SharePoint site. Now, the key benefit here, it's early retirement with full benefits, including pension, if you're eligible, right, for VERA. Now, for the DRP, it avoids forced RIF. You're exempt to return to office once you sign your agreement, not before, and then also you're eligible for administrative leave. So those are the big key things. And then for the reporting process, you submit a DRP portal through Power App for the DRP 2.0, and then once it's approved, it's basically uploaded to EOPF. There's a tracker in HR Smart, so all the agreements are all going to be on your electronic personnel folder. Now, for the VERA, it's basically stating to contact your servicing HR, and then HR is supposed to report up bi-weekly. However, per our HR representative, they mentioned that they're supposed to come out with a dedicated portal. There's an embedded tracker in the VERA bulletin. However, it's broken. I tried clicking it and it doesn't work. So that's the big difference. And then for the resignation and retirement, the difference here is, of course, with the resignation, you have to sign your agreement. And then as far as for VERA, there isn't a requirement. You just basically saying, hey, I want to retire early. And then access after separation. This one wasn't stated, but for the DRP, we will have either 7 days after we sign the agreement to turn in all our equipment. And then if you are an employee that's 40 years and older, you might actually have 45 days to be able to look at the agreement. From my understanding, you can change your mind up to the time you sign the settlement agreement. Maybe with 40 and above, they give you a little bit more time because it affects your retirement. And then for approval authority, it's the same. So if your position is not listed in attachment A, so you're not on the exemption list, it's first level SES. If you are listed on the attachment list, but you're not directly providing patient care, first level SES. But if you are on the exemption list and providing direct patient care, it looks like that approval exception might come all the way. Basically, you'll have to go to VACO. So I also listed here the pros and cons and summary between VERA and the DRP. I am eligible for both, so why would I take one over the other? The key thing, basically administrative leave that allows us to have time to look for replacement income. So we get full benefits up to the end of September. And then also we're exempt from return to office. We're exempt from the RIF. And then this is available to probationary employees. And then also, even if you're not eligible for early retirement, you can take the DRP. Now, the cons, it's a formal agreement. It might actually limit your reemployment with the federal government. I believe there's some verbiage in the agreement as far as getting reinstated. If you're retiring, of course, we're not going to come back. And then if you are thinking about maybe you want to come back to the federal government in the future, but you're not sure, and you're toying around the DRP, I would go ahead and just put in the application. And then when you see the agreement, before you sign it, read that portion. Think about what you want to do in the future. There's plenty of great benefits as far as working for the federal government. However, with the way things are, that might change. The protection and the safety and the security that we had in the past might not be there. Here are the listed timeline. This was extracted from the Bulletins. VERA was approved on April 1st. DRP started on the 7th. The application window, this is April 21st to May 30th for the VERA, and then the DRP will end at the end of April. And then administrative leave here isn't offered with VERA. And it says here July 1st or 7 days post signing. So that's the key. It might actually be sooner than we expect. Here are the reporting mechanisms that's going to be tracked as far as VERA and DRP and how it's going to be uploaded. I just want to say thank you for watching. I wanted to get this out sooner, but I wanted to get some more information. I hope this is helping you make some decisions and do some comparison and do what's best for you. I hope this was helpful, and if it was, please share, like, and subscribe. Put any questions that you may have in the comments below. I will answer them. I might not get to them right away because I'm communicating with HR and asking questions. So we're all in this together. I will keep you posted of any changes. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.